everyone. Welcome to the Rundown. Thanks to AGL for all your energy needs. Go to agl.com.au. A couple of changes at selection for the game against the Giants for West Coast and a major change at the Rundown desk. Embley sacked, omitted, delisted Gonski after last week. And I'm joined by Lockie Reed from Channel 10 and Ryan Daniels, the guru. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Tim. Rose between two thorns. Got a bit aggressive last week. I'm not that aggressive type of guy. I'm going to look after my man here. You got really into him.
The man who could not move quick enough on Twitter and social media to talk up that they went to Dane Zorko on the tag from Mark Hutchings and not Lockie Neal, which you said last week.
Correct.
And as I picked myself up off the floor, may I say, Tim Taranto call, very impressive.
Future All-Australian. Was Emma sacked for the Tommy Barris call? Was that what happened there? Winning the BNF?
I just want to pull you back up on the Timmy Taranto.
Yes.
You did say future All-Australian, but you did say All-Australian this year.
Yeah.
Squad.
Oh,
squad.
Beep,
I
beep,
could be in the squad.
beep. We're backing up already.
It's a squad of
I'm happy to
60.
double down after that and he'll be All-Australian this year, but I think the squad is a almost certainty for this guy. He is an absolute talent. Was he not second best on ground? 2 votes after Cornelio?
I didn't actually watch the game, to be honest.
More important things to do, Tim.
Absolutely. I think I was making an earn somewhere. Hey, can I just ask you then, let's turn our attention to the game against Brisbane. What went wrong, Ryan?
For me, it was one word: effort. They were deplorable in terms of what they put out, and the Eagles haven't been shy about that this week. They've all come out and said, we know exactly what it was. We were last to the ball, we were chasing all day, and the numbers just tell you that. 382 disposals, almost 100 more the Lions had than the Eagles, and somehow West Coast still lost the tackle count, only by 1, but that is rare. It's very hard to do that, to lose the tackle count and the disposal count. And all across the board, uncontested possessions, contested possessions, they just got absolutely smashed. And these young Lions, they were so much hungrier.
Yeah, I think the response came certainly from the AFL coaches' votes as well, where there was not one West Coast Eagle judged by Adam Simpson and or Chris Fagan in the votes. McCluggage was judged best on ground, and Sheed had almost 40 possessions and didn't get a vote. So get the ball, yes. Didn't get the ball as much as Brisbane, but get the ball, yes. But no damage and was smashed around the stoppage.
Well, coaches won't say it, clubs won't say it, but they were underdone, the West Coast Eagles. They've had at least 15 plus training sessions less than Brisbane Lions over the pre-season.
Particularly with the new rules, too.
Absolutely, and they just didn't have time, really, to, 1, get fit enough, and 2, get themselves ready for those rule changes. No Cripps, no Kennedy, no Rioli. There's 30% of their goals. They'll be ready to go this week.
No
wake up call.
No excuses, Lockie. I don't know if Adam Simpson will come with that.
I'm going with it, Tim.
Chris Marston.
I don't care what Adam Simpson thinks. I think they were underdone.
You know
They'd
better.
interrupted pre-seasons. Shuey had a bit of a patch there where he didn't really train. Duggan as well. McGovern had surgery. It was just a round 1 aberration, but they'll be ready to go this weekend.
Chris Marston at his 200-game presser yesterday said that they were still trying to work out this 666 thing and how it works, and that's because they had less time. And it's one of the biggest changes we've seen in footy in years. And for the Eagles to have weeks less, 15 training sessions, as you mentioned, less, it's going to make a difference, particularly early in the season. So if they're down on effort, they're going to lose games.
Wow. Excuse City here on the Rundown for AGL. The boys making excuses galore for a team beaten just simply by a better team. Let's not take away how good Brisbane are and how good Brisbane will be up there at the Gabba this year.
I agree with you. They'll be very good, and they came in, Ryan just said it before, they were very hungry. They know that this is the season where they can jump from somewhere up to about 9 or even into the top 8.
They'll make the 8.
So they're going to be really, really hungry to start the season with some wins early.
They're the sexy team of the year. They're the team that everyone wants to watch, and we saw exactly why. On a night when it was clearly slippery and Skills were going to suffer, they were very fun to watch. So keep an eye on those Lions.
You mentioned Chris Marston and his milestone. It is a game of milestones. Josh Kennedy, 200 for the club. Shannon Hearn, 250. He could play 600 games, Shannon Hearn. And then Chris Marston and the like. How important are milestones at this football club, and how important will they be used as motivation to bounce back against the Giants?
It's a big one. It's bizarre to me that Kennedy and Marston can come in on the same trade 12 years ago and play their 200th game for the club together, with all the form slumps for Masto and the injuries for JK that we've seen over the years, and for it to time out perfectly, it's quite amazing. I'm not sure that Adam Simpson will be using those milestones. He may use Shannon Hearn's milestone, the 250th. Mark Lacroix's doing a lap of honour at the half. The flag's being unveiled. Do they need any more show before the game, at half-time of the game, any more incentive? No, the incentive comes from the effort.
And also
Last
that
week.
side of stuff too can drain players as well. You've got so many things that you are celebrating. All of a sudden you've taken an hour pre-game to go, oh, Herney, you're the best. Oh,
Yep.
Josh, you're magnificent. You know, Masto, what a terrific comeback for you from 2017. And all of a sudden you're ready to go on the bounce. You go, man, we've celebrated big time. We've got actually 4 quarters of footy to play.
I don't think they'll celebrate. I don't think it'll even be mentioned pre-game. I reckon they would have done that
They're
this week.
milestones.
No, they would have been done this week. I have no doubt they would have just said, let's just...
What about the videos?
Well, they would have
I
done
love the
that.
videos. The heart starts pumping.
You're an emotional being, though, Locke.
Oh, I love it. I'm already starting to get all fired up about it.
I'd just go one motivation, 4 premiership points. Forget about all the milestones. Forget about that. The other thing is, what about the cheer squad? They've made 3 banners. They have to run through 3 banners.
Well, lucky they don't make them anymore.
No,
They have to take a wide one for Shannon Hearn to get his shoulders through.
Yeah, he's a big unit. So anyway, milestones, what they're worth, we're not so sure. All right, this is a really tough question to ask on the rundown today. Shannon Hearn, Darren Glass, careers aligned. Who is the best captain?
As captains, right? Not as players.
Captains.
Do you want me to start?
You go first.
I love Shannon Hearn, warrior, trains every training session. He's absolutely fantastic. But Darren Glass, for me, All-Australian 4 times, captain of the All-Australian team in 2012, 3-time best and fairest, and he reset the culture of this footy club. He is just a sensation.
I disagree. Look, Glass, 125 games as skipper, Hearn 98. He'll head towards the same area as Glass this year in terms of longevity. And I do acknowledge Glass took over in a difficult time for the club, got him back on the straight and narrow. But for me, there's one thing that just overarches all of that: premiership captain. When you're the premiership captain of a club, and not just a premiership captain, but he had his best year of footy in a premiership year. Could have easily won the BNF, probably could have been the All-Australian captain if they got it right. He was fantastic. I think that's the reason why he's the better skipper.
So Darren
better
Glass,
player is Darren Glass, absolutely, 100%. But Shannon Hearn, for me, has been the better skipper, and I didn't expect to say that when he took over 4 or 5 years ago.
So Darren Glass has played on Revolt ×2. Probably matched up on Matt Lloyd over the years, all the champions of the game. Jonathan Brown.
Well, that's him
but
as a
he was
player.
captain as well, so he stood in the defence, the last line of defence. He stood there and he still ran the team, plus played on the best player, plus was an All-Australian 4 times and a 3-time best and fairest. It's Glass.
Nice work, boys. I came here thinking it was Darren Glass. You've convinced me that it could be Shannon Hearn. I'm going to sit on the fence. Pickett's Gossage, they call me.
On the fence?
Yeah,
Tim Gossage on the fence. One, it's one very big fence, and 2, I've never heard that ever.
It's a long season, look. I told Darren Glass's mum at the Hall of Fame that Darren was a boring choice as captain, but that's exactly what the footy club needed at the time. She took offence to that. She goes, he's a very funny man. He's a bit of a wisecracker and a joker. And apparently amongst the playing group he was.
Right.
We never saw it, let me tell you. He was officially the most boring bloke.
But that's what he
great
had
captain.
to do.
Correct.
That's what he had to do as
100%.
as the captain
and
of the club.
If you ask Trevor Nisbet and everyone else around the football club at the time, that's why he was appointed the captain. They needed to slow everything down as a footy club, and he did a great job.
Tell
I'll
me-
give Glass just.
Tell me another club.
He's off the fence.
Or you
Just.
Tell me another club, though, that had a captain at fullback.
Danny Frawley, St Kilda.
Yeah, okay.
1925.
Okay, there's one.
All righty, let's turn our attention to probably that's a big issue. Let's turn our attention on the rundown. Thanks to AGL, agl.com.au. Banners and the big inflatable eagle. My mail is the eagle this year could be new and slightly bigger. Don't know if it's true, but we're about to find out.
Wow. What, more air pumped into it?
Slightly wider,
Is that right?
slightly higher.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't know if it's longer.
You're making this up,
I
aren't
have
you?
no idea. We're about to find out. But let me just tell you, I like it. I like it. I have one request. Make it longer. Longer. Get the players more out on the ground. Get them another 15 metres. I know it's more and it's going to cost money and I like money, West Coast. Let me just go for how long you can make it. I make it longer. Get the players more out onto the ground, about 25 metres out on the ground. Sort of keep them under wraps. No banner. Over the banner.
Yeah, no, the banner, when it first happened and they didn't have a banner against Sydney here at Optus Stadium, or there at Optus Stadium, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is against everything I believe in. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to that sort of stuff in footy. but it works. It works. The song works. The inflatable giant eagle, hopefully even more giant this year, it works. It was a new stadium and it needed a new system, and somehow they pulled it off. So I'm okay with the banner not being there now.
I want to take it to another level. I'm going even further, Tim.
Ooh.
Have you seen the Virginia Tech Hokies? They start
what
the
sport?
This is NFL. This is college NFL football. No, not football, because that's soccer.
That's soccer.
Yeah, NFL. Anyway, this is what they do. They start the song "Enter Sandman" from Metallica. You're not like that, are you? You'd be more
Frank
Kylie
Sinatra.
Minogue sort of stuff. But anyway, they pump out "Enter Sandman." And the players walk from like 5 k's away, and they walk through this courtyard. It's unbelievable. Then the fans stand up and they start jumping. Can you imagine all the Eagles fans, the 60-year-old Eagle fans, just go? Yeah.
Do they ever win a game? Are they exhausted by the time they get there?
It's fantastic.
They're on a 78-game losing streak.
Is electric. And they come through this tunnel where there's pictures and names of former players. Then they come out on the ground and the roar is just amazing. So that's where I want to take it. And little message to the West Coast Eagles, make it happen.
Which player do you think would embrace that style, Lockie, out of the West Coast Eagles? Which player would just go, this is me, I'm happy to go? Apart from Willie Rioli.
Yeah, Willie Rioli would love it. Liam Ryan would love it. Lewis Jetta. Nick Nat-Nui.
You might be onto something.
Yeah.
It won't happen, but you might be onto something. All right, how do they bounce back against the Giants, Ryan Daniels?
Well, the effort has to be there. They're lucky that Josh Kelly and Toby Green aren't coming. 2 huge names out for GWS. That's obviously monstrous. Shutting down Stephen Coniglio is going to be a big part of winning this game. Obviously, Tim Taranto as well, my man. But the key comes with Coniglio. He absolutely tore the game apart last weekend. If they can shut him down, I think they'll go a long way to winning the game.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, just going back to your effort and also the preparation for the season, I think that round one has, one, taught them mentally that they've got to be up and about and ready to go, but 2, it's given them that game that they need. Plus the milestones, I think it'll motivate them a little bit, so I reckon they'll get back on track.
Kennedy back, Josh Smith in. Well done to Josh Smith making his debut for the West Coast Eagles. That has been the rundown. Ryan Daniels, thank you. Lockie Reed, thanks for filling in. We don't know when Andrew Embley's going to return. Probably don't need him. That is the rundown. Thanks to AGL for all your energy needs. Go to agl.com.au. Until next week, this has been the West Coast Eagles Rundown.